back to my motherfucking channel. Today you guys are gonna be meeting my little baby. My little baby. Hello, say hello. Lonnie, look, Lonnie. She's 6 months today. You can roll over. You can do all that shit. Say I do all that shit. All that gang shit. But yeah, today I'm gonna be doing a story time about the time that I found out I was pregnant. I will whoop your ass if you come home pregnant. Okay, here, go on your mat. Boy, I'm gonna go on my mat. Okay. Give mom a kiss. Give mom a kiss. Yeah. Okay. Lonnie's memories and greatest adventures. So, I'm gonna be showing some pictures and stuff. Here was her little hospital shirt. I delivered at Southwest General Hospital. Her real name is Kalani. Yeah. I spent 3.5 hours pushing her out. That was intense. I'm just going through the box and I'll go jump to the story. Here's this little thing. Kalani Nicole has arrived. Oh. Like, what are you doing? Here's her baby blanket from the hospital. Dude, looking at the stuff, I could, like, cry. Here's the pregnancy test that I used. Did mommy use these for you? Well, not for you. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So... Positive as fuck. So, oh my gosh, I'm having like flashbacks looking at this. So, do you guys see how like bold that first line is? Fuck. Like, dude. Oh my gosh, Lonnie. Ultrasound pictures I keep in here. She gave me a little thumbs up. Her eyes, nose, mouth. In a lot of your ultrasound pictures, you were flashing me. Why? She's just like her mother. No. Fucking around. Here's her hospital hat. So tiny. But she was big, dude. They said that if she was 8 pounds, I would have had to have a C-section. And she was 7'11". So I found out I was pregnant October 3rd, 2018 at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I wrote it down in my notes. But, Randall was working at Mark's and, he comes home and he has pregnancy tests because I didn't get my period. It was like late, but I was like, whatever, because like sometimes it would be like weird, you know. Her big ass head. Lonnie, what you doing? Found out I was pregnant October 3rd, I almost said 16. Whoa. No. 18. Okay. So when I found out I was pregnant, I obviously bawled my eyes out because, like, being a 17-year-old, you know, the last thing you want to do is, like, be pregnant. That sounds... Well, like, no, for real, though. But, ew, that's disgusting. So when I found out, I took the test. Randall comes home, and he was like, babe, wake up, wake up. So I wake up, and he's like, yo, I got a pregnancy test. Like, let's take it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Thinking it's going to be negative, because I've had pregnancy scares before, haven't we all? Well, I don't know about that, but most of us. So I take the test, and you're supposed to take it, like, right when you wake up in the morning. And, like, the first side effect that I got was, like, my boobs was hurting really bad. And, they do when I get my period, but not that fucking bad, dude. I'd be running up my mom's stairs, and I'm like, my motherfucking titties hurt. Like, what the fuck is going on? And, what are you doing? Are you nosy? Are you freaking nosy? Oh, are you gonna be a bitch? So Dad comes home, and he was like, take these tests. So I take them, and I'm sitting on the toilet at Grandma's house, and they immediately popped up positive. Like, immediately, dude. And, I was like, my head hurts. Randall was the first one to see it. I said, my head hurts. He was like, well, we have bigger problems than that. And I said, what do you mean? And, yeah, it's not funny. And then he shows me the test, and it says positive. And I was like, so let's take another one. So good thing the pack came with 2. Yeah. So I take the other one, and boom, positive, like, immediately. So at first I thought I was like having twins or something. Ah! And then I scheduled a doctor appointment. Well, actually I had work that day, so I called work, and I was like, hey, I just found out I'm pregnant. Like, I'm not gonna be coming in today. Like, whoa, not gonna be coming in today. And then my manager goes, we really need you in. I don't give a fuck, Keisha. You better get that motherfucking shit covered, honey. And I was like, well, I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta tell my mom I'm pregnant. I gotta tell my dad. I gotta tell everybody. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So, I got the shift covered. I called the manager. I was like, yo, bro, like, listen to this shit. And she was like, holy shit, dude. She was like, you can have the day off. And I was like, At first, I was going to Cleveland Clinic. Was it? I don't know. It was in Cleveland, though, so it probably was. Metro. That's what it was. So I went there. It's an OBGYN. And she, like, you know those fucking clamps? She sticks it in me. Opens my vagina up, like, legit this fucking big. Does a bunch of, like, STD tests. Obviously negative, bitch. Because I ain't no motherfucking whore, bitch. And then, she had to stick her hand in, feel, or maybe they do that when you're, like, further along. I don't know, but they do that shit, and that shit hurts. So, she's like, well, from what I can tell, and, like, the last time you're telling me you had your period, you are 5.5 weeks along. And I was like, I'm like, okay. So I was like, fuck that, I'm not going back to that lady because she was weird as fuck. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to a different lady. This is mine. This isn't even the baby's. This is so tiny. When I before I got pregnant, you see how skinny I was? I was 104 pounds. Now I'm like 120. And I got no stretch marks on my belly. This is 6 months postpartum. Abs, bitch. Alright, so I go to a new OB, and she's in Middleburg Heights. So it's a little bit closer to me because I stayed in Parma Heights. And she was pretty cool. She was like in her 60s. She reminded me of like my grandma. And I'll insert some clips. Okay, and then I don't know, dude, she was just like very cool. I don't know. Every time she would take your heartbeat, you're smiling, she would like, because I have a fetal Doppler that my mom got me, but like besides that, when I would go and hear her heartbeat, she's like, whoa, and she, like Lonnie would always move and be like in my stomach or whatever the fuck she was doing. She was like, wow, you got a happy camper in there. Found out I was pregnant when I was 17. I should have gone on motherfucking MTV, bitch. What the fuck? Yeah, I was 18 when I had her, obviously. New Year's I was pregnant. My birthday I was pregnant. Damn, dude, being pregnant is like forever. But then it's like when you're not pregnant, you're like, dude, where did time go? Like, that shit went by quick as fuck. And now she's already 6 months. Like, so when you're like really early on in your pregnancy, you have to go to the doctors, I think, once every month. Make sure the baby's growing good. They do an ultrasound. All that little fun stuff. So, but once you get like further along, I think like 30 weeks, you have to go every week or every other week. And dude, that was a lot because obviously I don't drive. So I'm like, fuck, dude, like, damn, that's a lot of fucking time and shit, you know. But like, obviously I had to do it because I had to make sure Lonnie was okay. But she's good. She's perfect. If anything, she's beyond perfect. Right now, well, she was born 7 pounds, 11 ounces, 21 inches. And right now, she is 26.5 inches and motherfucking 19 pounds. I had to get induced. Her due date was June 8th. I didn't have her until June 12th. So, I remember I was at Perkins and I was eating. Because she told me to eat like a shitload of shit before I like went to the hospital. So, I'm eating Perkins. I could barely eat because I'm so goddamn nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like having a kid. What the fuck? Like, it doesn't feel real until they're like this old. It like still doesn't feel real, but like, I don't know. So, Perkins, and my mom had a yellow Camaro, so it was like super low to the ground. So we're riding to fucking Southwest, and I go to get out of the car, and like my knee popped, or like, no, it was my hip. My hip was out of place, and I was like, bro, I'm not even fucking playing, bitch. Give me a wheelchair. What the fuck? So she pulls up with a wheelchair, and she's like, we were laughing our asses off, dude. I almost pissed myself. She's like, get in the wheelchair. So she's pushing me up to the labor and delivery. Dude, never again am I having a kid in fucking Middleburg Heights. Rude as fuck. As fuck. Period, bitch. Period. Rude as fuck, though. Right when I get up to labor and delivery, she's like, do you really need that? I was like, I mean, my hip hurts, but like, I could probably walk. And she was like, yeah, you need to get out. I do what the fuck I want, bitch. Excuse me. Yeah, tell them. Say, we do what we want. Period. She's smiling at me. She said, period. So Randall calls his mom, and they both meet us at the house. Well, Randall's mom came before my mom did because my mom was taking forever. So I start getting contractions, dude. Woo-wee! That motherfucker's hurt, dude. What the hell? I'm sitting there and I'm cool and I'm like, oh, it feels like a period cramp. And then I'm chilling. And I'm like, oh, shit, this hurts. And Randall's mom is like holding my hand. She's like, be strong, you got this, you got this. Like, you're supposed to wait as long as you possibly can if you're planning to like get the epidural. So she's like, you got this, so, like, just wait a little bit longer. I'm like, I can't. I was like 2 hours into labor. I'm like, I can't wait no longer. Crying like a fucking pussy. And I'm like, call the nurse. I'm like pressing the button 30 fucking times. So a nurse comes in and she's like, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, you can help me. I'm like, I'm getting really bad fucking contractions and I need something. She's like, well, the epidural dude. Epidural dude. And I don't know the correct name. So, epidural dude. he's not gonna be available for another like hour and a half. And I was like, oh my, like just crying, dude. She's like, but we can like shoot you up with some narcotics or whatever. And I was like, whatever to take the pain away. I don't even, or like, I think it was narcotics. I don't even give a fuck. Shoot it the fuck up, bitch. So, she sticks that shit in my IV. And I'm like, when is it gonna work? And I'm like looking around. It feels like you are so fucking like drunk or like fucked up. I can't even put it into words, dude. I like look around and I'm like, everything's like spinning slow motion. I'm like, huh. And then Randall's mom's like, look, Leah, you're having a contraction. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck is a contraction, bitch? I don't feel nothing. So, you know, and then that shit starts to wear off and I'm like, oh, I'm getting them again. Fuck. And then my mom was there. And then everybody has to get out of the room and they do the epidural in case they fuck up. Sir, if you fuck up my epidural, I'm gonna have to whoop your motherfucking ass. So you better do that shit right. So they stick a needle that's like this fucking long in your goddamn spine. I didn't even care. I was so fucked up though off like this morphine. I was like, can I hug you while he does it? Like to the nurse. And she's like, sure, baby girl. She was cool. Sandy, if you're watching this, she reminds me of your mom. She was cool as fuck, dude. So I'm hugging her, and he puts it in. I didn't even feel it, dude. I was like so fucked. And then I'm like, all right. And then they're like, you need to lay down, and like we're gonna put like a ball under your feet because that's supposed to like open your cervix even more. I don't fucking know. It's just nasty, dude. And I was like, all right, like cool. Or they put it in between my legs, and I would lay on my side, and they would make me switch sides. And so the doctor comes in and he's like, well, Leah, it's time to push. Are you ready? I'm like, what the fuck? Push where? Push out of what hole, bitch? I don't know how to push. So I'm like sitting there, my mom on this side, Randall on this side, legs up, and fucking they both got my legs in my hands. And they're like, all right, so when you feel a contraction, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna push with all your might. And I was like, okay, got it. So they're like, all right, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, push it so goddamn hard, it feels like I'm about to like shit myself. So obviously I ain't even going fake. I did take a little shit or whatever. Randall's like, Leah, you shit. I'm like, I don't even fucking care, dude. Get this fucking kid out of me. Fuck. So I'm pushing more. And the doctor, my OB, like had her fingers in my vagina to like see when I was pushing if the baby would like come out, like come down. And she was like, the baby's not coming down. And I was like, so I'm like, I'm not getting a C-section. Let me push for as long as I can, you know? So I'm like pushing. It felt like it was fucking 10 goddamn years. It was 3.5 hours, bro. And they were like, dude, did you just fart? Ew, you little nasty. She's just like her mother. But anyways, yeah, dude, hours of pushing. Fucking hours. And, just bitches activity going on in the parking lot, you know? They're like, okay, Leah, she is stuck on your pelvic bone, so we're gonna have to get some forceps and pull her out. And I was like, what does that mean? And I'm still pushing, and fuck, dude, I could not fucking do it. So they're like, all right, push as strong as you can. And by this time, since I'm pushing for so long and I got my epidural so early, my epidural wore off, so I'm feeling everything. So they're like, push for like legit 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, but like 10 seconds straight. And it feels like all of the blood vessels in my goddamn body are just popping. And feels like I'm taking the fattest fucking shit of my life, dude. And they pull the baby out. And I was so, like, worn out, exhausted. After, like, every push, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And then Randall's mom was like, bitch, you But I was like, fuck, dude, I cannot. Like, but I didn't want a C-section, so, like, bitch, I had to do it. So I had to do it to him. I'm gonna push this kid out. Well, I didn't push her out. They pulled her out, but I was pushing, you know. Same shit, I guess. So, she wasn't crying when they came out, so, cause I think she, like, swallowed amniotic fluid. So they take the little sucker things, it's in the diaper bag. But they took the sucker things to you. I'll enter a picture when she was born. They take this sucker thing out, and they're, like, sucking her nose, sucking her throat. And then she's still not crying. She's, like, looking around, dude. My baby is so nosy, bro. Lonnie. Whatever. Normally she's staring at me. Besides the point. Yeah, she was just coming out staring. And she went like this to my mom. And my mom was like, that is definitely your goddamn kid. I'm like, aha! What? I was so fucked up, dude. Oh, and keep in mind, before Lonnie actually came out, I hit the epidural button like fucking 3 times. And she came out, so I was numb for like the rest of the night. And they're like, alright, Leah, you're gonna walk to the bathroom, bro. I'm literally gonna show you how I walk. You're gonna walk to the bathroom. You can't even see, fuck. But my legs are like doing the stanky leg. I'm doing the stanky leg to the bathroom. I'm like, I can't walk. So like each nurse is on like the side of me and they're like holding me up. And oh my god, dude. I went to the bathroom, cleaned up a little bit. They give you like a squirt water bottle you squirt your crotch with. My crotch looked like a fucking jellyfish, bitch. It was like halfway down my thighs. And my OB, keep in mind how I said she was like 60. She's like, I've been delivering babies for like 40 plus years or whatever the fuck. And she's like, this is the worst postpartum I've ever seen. I'm like, of course, me. Why me? Of course it's fucking me. Of course, why not? Why wouldn't it be? So I'm like, oh my fucking, they're like, yeah, you might have to stay in the hospital a couple extra days. And I'm like, fuck that shit. And they forced me to fucking breastfeed, dude. I did not want to do it. I mean, like, I did want to do it, but not like baby to boob. Like, I wanted to pump and give it to her. But they're like, baby to boob, that's the best thing. And I'm like, oh my god. First of all, bitch, I ain't even got no titties. And I have a fibroid tumor in this boob. So I'm like, dude, I cannot fucking do this shit. So with Lonnie, she'd like suck on my boobs. It would hurt so fucking bad. And keep in mind, after you give birth, you have after birth contractions. So it feels like if you were like still in labor. They hurt so bad, dude. I would be like almost crying. And I'm like, Randall, I don't know what to do. It hurt so bad. And like, since my crotch was so swollen, I had a fucking catheter put in me for like 2 days. And then like, by the grace of God, I could piss and shit by myself. Oh, I got 2 stitches. 1, 2. So I didn't rip too bad. Like, my pussy wasn't ripped to my asshole. But, bro, since my epidural wore off, I felt that shit. But I was just more, like, focused on, like, why isn't my baby crying? Like, because I thought something was wrong. But nothing was wrong. She did have a heart murmur when she was born. Which sounds like water in their heart. But that was gone her first checkup. She tested negative for jaundice and like all that shit, whatever. But since my crotch was so swollen, Randall had to change her first shit diaper, and their first shit is like it looks like tar. So, and it's so sticky and dude, disgusting. So Randall's changing it, and he's like, she won't stop shitting, and the nurse like gives you diapers and shit. She won't stop shitting, so he used the whole fucking thing of wipes, dude. I'm fucking dead. That shit was so fucking funny. But I'm trying to think more about my postpartum, but I'll make that into another video. Y'all enjoy this one. Leave a like and a comment. And subscribe and all that other shit. Lonnie, do you have any words? She probably does. Lana, do you have any words? Do you have any words? Attitude. Why you got attitude? No iPhones.